Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today we are making General Tso's chicken. Cue the music. Well, hey everybody, I am Chef John Politte and you are watching It's Only Food. If this is your first time watching this channel, or if you just want to learn how to continue to make awesome food, or maybe even learn how to start your own cooking channel right here on YouTube, then do yourself a favor and click on that little subscribe button in the corner and then hit that little notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload new content. Alright, well, you clicked on this video to see me show you how to make General Tso's chicken. So let's head over here and check out what our ingredients are for this video. We're going to start out with 2 chicken breasts, about a pound of chicken. I took the liberty of going ahead and cutting it up to save time for the video. I'm going to have about 1 piece of fresh ginger. We're going to peel that and cut it up. 2 cloves of garlic, fresh. About a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and we're going to divide that up. About a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1 large egg, 1 cup of chicken broth, about 3 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Let's transition this over to the cutting board and we'll start chopping up our aromatics. Alright, I've got our garlic and our ginger right here. These are basically going to be our aromatics that we're going to perfume that oil with before we start cooking our chicken. So I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of smash these up and get them to where we can use them in the oil. Alright, so I got our garlic and our ginger all chopped up, and we got the rest of our ingredients right there. I'm going to go ahead and show you now how to do up the chicken before we start pan frying that. Alright, we have got our chicken right here all cut up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take half of our soy sauce, about half of the cornstarch, and 1 egg here. And I'm just going to combine this up really well and get all those ingredients mixed up. And what that cornstarch is going to do is it's going to give it a nice shine on the outside of that chicken and kind of crisp it up too. And the egg will seal that flavor in. And the soy sauce is going to add a level of umami into this dish, into the protein there. So I'm just going to let this sit now and we're going to start frying it up in just a bit. Alright, I've got it on a medium-high heat. I've got our olive oil, or I'm sorry, I've got our sesame oil right here. I'm going to put that into the pan. And then we're going to perfume this oil with our aromatics that we have in the ginger and the garlic. Now that sesame oil is a bit nutty, so that's going to be a very nice flavor in there. It smells fantastic as well. I'm just going to kind of cook these off, not kind of really brown them up. I just want to perfume the pan and the oil before I add the chicken. I think we got it. Get a nice sizzle on all that. So now I'm adding the chicken in here. Alright, now after you got it in, you just add the rest of that soy sauce to get a little liquid in there. We're just going to let that cook. So while I was scouring the World Wide Web for a good recipe for this show with General Tso's chicken, I mentioned to a lady that I work with that I was making this for the Fetching Mrs. Politte for dinner, and I told her I was making General Tso's chicken, and she said, oh, I've got a great recipe for that. And she had a picture of a recipe on her phone, which she sent to me in a text, so I have it on my phone. And then I also found a recipe on a site called Skinny Taste, which I thought was pretty good too. So I kind of combined those 2 recipes and came up with what I've got here today on this show. I did eliminate a couple of ingredients and I did add a couple of ingredients, and then I kind of tweaked some of the methodology in the recipe. Like one of them said to make 1 pan with the sauce and then 1 pan with the chicken, and then you combine it at the end. I figured we could do it all in 1 pan because it came out the way it did anyway. So that's what we came up with. I'd like to thank Susan at work, and I'd like to thank the site Skinny Taste for the recipes that I'm using and mixing together. I'll give them both attribution in the description box below, where you can also find the list of ingredients. Thanks a lot. All right, our chicken, it is cooking. It smells really, really good. It's got that nice little crust on it from that cornstarch and the egg. I'm just going to make sure this is cooked all the way before I add our next ingredient to it. It smells fantastic. We're going to let this cook a little longer, and we're going to probe the chicken to see if it's up to temp at 165 before we start adding our liquid and our hoisin sauce and thickening up with our cornstarch. So we're going to let that go a little longer. Actually, in order to get it to cook quickly without really searing it up or burning it, I'm going to add the chicken stock to it. Or I should say the chicken base, chicken liquid, chicken stock. Yeah, I had it right the first time. I'm going to add that in there too. That'll liquid will keep it from getting too burnt. I don't want to burn it. Alright, I'm going to stick a probe in one of these bigger pieces just to see where we're sitting. $164, $174. Alright, I'm safe to say that this chicken is cooked. I'm going to do another one on the outside here. $165 right there. So we went. So it's going to continue to cook as well. But I just want to make sure it's where it's supposed to be before we get too wild with the rest of this. Got to make sure it's cooked. And when I get it finished, I'm going to switch out spoons, so when we serve it up, we're not using the raw spoon that we used with the raw chicken. So I just added the hoisin sauce. Hoisin has another layer of garlic and soybean paste with some other seasonings in there. This will give it a little richer flavor and texture and color as well. So let that go. Now we're just going to let this bubble a little bit. I'm going to add some liquid in this cornstarch, kind of thicken it up a little more. Oh, that really smells good. That hoisin sauce adds so much flavor. Then we're going to add the cornstarch and the water to it. We're just going to right here now I'm going to turn the heat down. Added just a little bit more water to it because it's a little too thick. It did say a cup of broth, and I don't think that was a full cup, so we need to. We can always thicken it up a little bit, but I think if we let this get a little hotter and let that cornstarch do its thing, this will be a perfect desired thickness for the sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that do that while I switch out the spoon. All right, clean spoon, different spoon. Another way to let this thicken up is to just let the take the lid off and let the evaporate a little bit at the heat. The steam will come up, the bubbles will release all that, and it will reduce. So, but this looks like it's done. This looks really good. It smells fantastic. We're gonna go ahead and get this plated up, put the finishing touches on it. We're gonna shoot some pictures of it for social media. Then we're gonna lay those pictures in a timeline here in the video with some groovy music. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna taste this. So stick around and enjoy the music and enjoy the pictures. Here we go. Tender chicken. I got some brown rice here. But we're just gonna let you see what that bite looks like there. Looks pretty good, smells wonderful. We're gonna get the lights and the tripod all set up so we can do the bite shot. All right, there's our shot. Get that focus there. A little green onion on there, some sesame seeds, and some red pepper flakes. That chicken breast is just tender. You can taste that ginger and that garlic that we infused into that sesame oil. I'm getting a hint of that sesame oil as well. That sauce is very rich. Got a dark, almost caramel flavor to it. A little bit of the bite of the soy sauce is in there as well. You even get that umami. This is a very good dish. Got a little bit of kick there. I would recommend putting the red pepper flakes on there if you want a little bit of heat to it. But yeah, you can definitely taste everything that's in it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Do me a favor, check out the description box below to get the ingredients, and also to check out all my social media and some other groovy stuff that I've got in that description box below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like this channel and this show. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. And then do me a favor and share this video with everybody you know. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time right here on It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Bye-bye.